This is Justine Browning at the Paris Theater in New York City to talk to Ben Kingsley and Patricia Clarkson about their new comedy, Learning to Drive. I love that this film really portrays the immigrant experience, particularly in New York, in a very authentic way. And I was wondering what you personally wanted to bring to the role that would convey that.
I wanted to bring a level of stillness. I wanted to bring a level of intelligence, imagination. I wanted to bring a level of decency to him. I was guided by the wonderful gentleman right behind me, Harpreet Singh Toor, who wound the turban around my head most mornings, yards and yards of cloth which would stretch almost the length of this tent. And in those quiet moments, I learned how dignified these people are and how ridiculously misunderstood sometimes.
Absolutely. There's some really powerful scenes where we see the prejudices that they go through. But also, you know, this is about your character teaching Patricia Clarkson's character to drive, and yet I think there's a lot that you learn from her as well. Can you talk a bit about that?
Well, he was exiled from India, and in India he was a university professor like his father. Therefore, he's intellectually very gifted, and he has a wonderful ear for English literature, and she is a book critic, so that obviously there is an equal intelligence and an equal, literary intelligence there. But coming from different cultures, you sometimes find that the old myths ring very true. There's a wonderful myth of the ferryman who ferries you across the river. You get on his boat on one bank, you get off his boat on the other, and when you get off his boat you think, I have learned something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but something in me has changed just by being with this man. So, two people are brought together by accident, and it's a very happy accident.
This film, even though it's learning to drive, and it is about a woman learning to drive, literally, she learns so much more. It's such a metaphor for something bigger. I was wondering if you could speak to that.
Well, it is a woman who has everything. She has an amazing job, a beautiful, handsome husband in Jake Weber. Who would not want to be married to Jake Weber? She has a beautiful daughter, but she forgot to take it all in. She forgot to appreciate what was right in front of her. And when you learn to drive, you have to take in what is right in front of you. And through this process with the gorgeous Sir Ben Kingsley, she learns to love. She learns to really be a person, a whole person again.
I love that even though he's struggling, he's an immigrant, he's living with a bunch of people in this tiny little apartment, just barely getting by. Somehow he has such a beautiful outlook on life.
It's a beautiful character, Darwan. Today when we were doing some press, we saw a clip of the trailer, and we both remarked that we miss our character. We miss Wendy and we miss Darwan.